Hi, guys. Welcome to the Truth Factor, where we do headlines with an attitude. I've got that updated link for you guys. It's in the description box below from the stream earlier, but we do have some breaking articles I want to go ahead and get covered. Um, so let's get right into it, guys. We have first up, death toll apparently has reached 11,300 in Libya, guys. Um, Absolutely horrible. Libya's flood death toll reaches 11,300. And it says that many continue to climb as more than 10,000 people are still missing. So, guys, this is just atrocious. Um, the Libyan Red Crescent on Thursday said the death toll from the flood in Derna, Libya, has reached 11,300, and many continue to climb as more than 10,000. Yep, yep. One, live, guys. I'm going to try and do this stream here. I don't know how well this is going to work, guys, but I'm going to try and see if this will continue here. If not, I'll try and continue it back over here. But been trying to connect, having issues connecting. And we went from having... Avery says hi. I was doing an article. Hey, MG. I was covering an article. See if we can still, hopefully this will work here. I'll try and...
Any more juice boxes left? Oh.
Hey, Mary. How are you? I sure will, sister. I will indeed. Okay. It's not where I want it. I don't know why it's got a black screen. I'm seeing myself, but I don't know what's going on. But anyway, all right, guys, we will continue on here. I'm going to try and do this in between. Let's see. Hold on. We'll do it like this. This way, it'll be better. Okay. So there is 11,300 deaths in the Libya flooding, guys. The death toll has reached 11,300. I tried to start this article from Breitbart earlier, and we'll see how much this, see how this works, okay? Libya flood death toll reaches 11,300, and they say there's still 10,000 more missing. There are thousands of bodies. They put over 250 people in a grave. There's no time, and there are concerns about them decomposing. Red Crescent paramedic Sarja Ben Tahir said. So it is just outright, it is horrible. 250 people all in one grave. How can you go and pay your respects? I don't know, guys, but that's not good. Anyway, all of these articles are in the Wixit in the description in the box below. We'll go to the next article, which is from Zero Hedge. Now, this here article, guys, is the U.S. Chamber of Commerce blames Biden for a UAW strike chaos. Do not worry, the Biden administration is sending a crack team to Detroit to fix this. Meanwhile, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce blamed the Biden administration Friday for the labor action chaos unfolding across the U.S. auto industry. Susan Clark, president of the chamber, said that the United Auto Workers' decision to strike Friday will have far-reaching negative consequences for our economy. The UAW strike, and indeed the summer of strikes, is the natural result of the Biden administration's whole-of-government approach to promoting unionization at all costs, Clark said. She continued, for the 94% of the American private sector workers not in the union, the costs are starting to stack up. From increasing
Eat it.
Okay, guys, it's still cutting in and out, cutting in and out. Sorry, sorry, sorry. I was going to make a video, but I couldn't even get back in. And when I got back in, it was live. So we'll try and continue this, guys. I'm sorry. Um, anyway, so we were going to the next article about Apple iPhones. Um, the Apple tells support staff to remain silent on iPhone radiation. This is from Zero Hedge. Apple plans to issue an over-the-air update in the coming days for iPhone 12 users in France after regulators ordered a halt in its sales over concerns the device emits too much radiation. We will issue a software update for users in France to accommodate the protocol used by French regulators. Apple told Reuters in a statement. The company continued, we look forward to iPhone 12 continue to be available in France. Earlier this week, French regulators ordered a ban on iPhone 12 sales after a specific absorption rate SAR test. How much radio frequency is absorbed into the body from a device exceeded European radiation exposure limits. Besides the iPhone 12 radiation levels, another controversy is brewing as Bloomberg said Apple instructed employees to stay mum when customers ask about the radiation issue. Um, Apple dismissed the radiation claims, indicating this is related to specific testing. Uh, the timing of the iPhone i15 The timing of the iPhone radiation concerns comes the same week Apple is lining up the new iPhone 15. Anyway, we'll go until if it cuts out again, guys, I will try and make the video and just upload it for you all. Let's see. Then we have, well, they probably won't like this article at all. This is from Zero Hedge. Orwell meets your stuffy nose. Experts have long doubted the effectiveness of phenylphrin, which is a common ingredient in Dayquil, NyQuil, Sudafed, Mucinex, and others. This was a National Public Radio this morning. It reminds me of Orwell. Oceania has always been at war with Astasia. They are telling us this 16-year-old after the FDA forced the ingredient as the substitute for a product that actually works, which is pseudoephedrine. To get the product with pseudoephedrine requires that you ask for it. If it is kept behind the counter, then you have to use your driver's license, and there are restrictions on how many you can buy. If you go to multiple drugstores, you'll be caught and possibly brought up on criminal charges. This has been ongoing for years now. No exaggeration. Here's the headlines from '07. They really did attempt to criminalize buying effective cold remedies. There's a thing from the DEA that says the first arrest in a nation for violating the Combat of Methamphetamine Act for over 29 grams of ephedrine. This time it is incredibly obvious that the FDA is right. Phenylphrin is a useless product. That much has been obvious to consumers for a very long time, though it took alertness to know the difference. Plenty of people bought NyQuil thinking it was still the same old NyQuil. This is entirely the fault of the FDA itself, which together with the Bush administration depreciated the pseudoephedrine in the name of the war on drugs. The pseudoephedrine is supposedly used to make meth, so it became heavily controlled product under the guise of war on terror. So anyway, guys, there's this war on terror again, via your cold. You just got the new i13 the other day. You're getting all them radiation rays, right, MG? Anyway, some people speculated that this, once again, a matter of directing all attention to the sleeve industry so that the common cold can be cited as a reason to get, for example, the new RSV sleever, which is helpfully promoted in New York Times. Anyway, oh my goodness, guys. I tell you, where will they go next? What isn't on the What isn't on the shelf here, guys? Figuratively speaking, right? Then we also have an article from End Time Headlines that talks about China has completely surrounded Taiwan with 140 warplanes and 50 warships. The People's Liberation Army has mobilized aircraft from different theater commands to take part in an island encirclement patrol near Taiwan, which experts said could signal a new strategy to prepare for regional military conflicts. The aircraft drills coincide with joint sea and air training conducted by the PLL's Shandong aircraft carrier in the Western Pacific Ocean since earlier this week. According to a recent report, Taipei has tracked at least 143 warplanes and 56 warships entering air defense zones in 4 days as part of Beijing's island encirclement patrol. Military expert says intensifying pressure for mainland China could be a form of cognitive warfare to make Taiwanese people drop their guard and warn the possibility of a surprise attack. Hi there, Team Angel. How are you, sister? It's absolutely crazy, isn't it? Throw them away, she says. They get toxic and they give you cancer and many other things that they're too expensive. Get an Android and you don't ever have to put a phone up to your ear. Keep your phone as far away. Amen. I don't know why, but the Lord had me do this a long time ago. Everybody I talk to just about, I speak to them on the speakerphone. Hello, Miss Wendy. How are you, honey? It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, so then we have that. And no apologies from the weaponized banks that are canceling faith groups. So, an increasing number of Christian and conservative organizations say they're being debanked, accounts are closed, payment process are turned off, or some are placed on a donor blacklist. According to the CBN News, banking and financial services have become weaponized. Christian and conservative groups labeled high risk can be denied financial services, and it's happening under the cover of federal banking laws. Among the victims is an indigenous advanced ministry which helps orphans and widows in Africa. Its account was closed by Bank of America. Family Council of Arkansas, which promotes traditional family values, was canceled by J.P. Morgan Chase. The Pro Family Ruth Institute lost its payment processor after being targeted as a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center. We received an email saying we are not going to do business with you anymore, said Dr. Jennifer Roback Morse, founder of the Ruth Institute. My college went right then and looked at our bank account and it was gone. The credit card processing was gone. And what qualified the Ruth Institute as an alleged hate group, Morse says, the dream of Ruth Institute is that every child be welcomed into a loving home with their own mother and father married to each other. Even the National Committee for Religious Freedom, a multi-faith organization headed by a former U.S. Senator and Religious Freedom Ambassador, Sam Brownback, and its bank account closed by J.P. Morgan Chase. Brownback told us, I went to make a deposit at a branch here in Kansas about 3 or 4 weeks after we'd opened the account. I think, and the teller there said that the account's been closed. And I go, what? And they said, that account's been closed. Your funds will be sent to you in a couple of weeks. Banking expert Nick Anthony at Cato Institute says federal law gives banks a myriad of excuses to cancel groups whose values present so-called reputational risk. He adds the real culprit may also be the federal regulators who can pressure banks to cancel certain groups. Anthony told us banks are deputized as de facto law enforcement investigators as they face a very real consequence of missing anything. When banks have concerns about things like money laundering or suspicious source of funds, or they don't like where the funds are going for any reason, they're prohibited from telling customers what the actual reason is. They're prohibited from telling people that they filed these reports to the government and now something has gone awry. So guys, if you find out that your account is closed for no reason, you might want to investigate further. And then we also have from End Time Headlines, parents are outraged after the California school votes to forbid banners other than the American and state flag. Now, guys, I don't know what parents are outraged. Those are the only two flags that should be allowed in there to begin with. So, what the outrage is, I couldn't even imagine. I hear you, Mary. I hear you. Parents and staff are claiming a California school district is targeting LGBTQ pride flags after the board voted to forbid the display of banners other than the American or California state flags. Trustees representing the Sunol Glen School Unified School District in the East Bay, which serves 270,008 students, engaged in tense exchange with oh my goodness sakes, guys. Said, when it's asked to explain the proposed policy, the school should be inclusive of all, include views of all are irrelevant. I refer to seek more for what unites as a school. 150 community members, many of whom came together holding rainbow bows and handheld pride flags, were removed from the school cafeteria by Jurgensen after a public comment period around 9 p.m. The board passed the measure 2-1. An hour later, parents, teachers, students, and one board member who voted against the new policy noted that the policy was announced soon after the pride flag was hung atop a pole in the front of the school in June 2022. They also criticized the school for what they described as an example of anti-LGBTQ policies, including a defunct resolution requiring teachers and counselors to notify parents if their children were using names or pronouns separate from their biological sex. At least 5 California schools districts have passed parental notification policies requiring schools to alert parents if a student uses a different name or pronoun. Someone said yesterday, we are a canary in the coal mine in the Bay Area because it seems so bizarre it would happen here, Sunol Glen parent Joel Souza said before the meeting. But how many canaries and how many coal miners do we need at this point? This is happening right under our noses. While the new policy doesn't explicitly mention the pride flag, Souza, a filmmaker who most recently worked on Rust with Alec Baldwin, was unconvinced. It's a fantastic little school, like the Oasis in the Bay Area, Souza said. It's very, very accepting place. It's very, very safe and protected. But there are clouds on the horizon, and that's very unfortunate. This is just an obviously backdoor attempt to ban the pride flag and everything the flag represents. Lord. Again, absolutely crazy, guys. Absolutely crazy. Um, I don't, in my opinion, I think that there should only be the flag and the state flag flying, and that's it. There doesn't need to be any other flag flying anywhere because the state represents the United States of America. If you don't like the flag of the United States of America, you should leave this country because that is the flag of the United States of America that everybody continues to flood into this nation. Then you have your state flag, which represents the state that you live in. Correct? Correct. And if you don't like that state, go find you another state. But as far as anything else on anywhere else, it should be nothing. It should be nothing. Absolutely, positively nothing, because it does not represent the whole. So I agree with whoever came up with that. Anyway, and a school
The rainbow was.
Okay, honey, I'm back. All right. He's ranching, guys. He's ranching. And I agree with you, Mary. I do hope it happens as soon. Anyway, I hear you. If there's any, I agree with your hubby. I agree with you, hubby. I agree with you, hubby. That there should not be anything other than the American flag because it is a slap to all the veterans that died before us. But anyway, guys, that is what I have for you today. I'm sorry that it took so long to get back on. We went into an area which we've always had service, and all of a sudden we don't have it. You know, it's just absolutely kind of crazy. But anyway, I love you guys. I do, and I appreciate you all. I thank you all. I hope you all have a safe weekend. That is what we have for you today. There won't be another stream unless something crazy happens. I hope you all have a wonderful day as we are enjoying what God has given us, and it has just been so beautiful. And I hope you all will, I hope to see you all soon. I love each and every one of you. God bless you and have a blessed night. Bye.